thought we'd go ahead and take a look at what's going on in the NFL. So this is your J&J Sports NFL Division report.
Yeah.
The 2024 midseason look.
Let's go.
In the AFC North, Pittsburgh is leading over Baltimore. Did we see this coming?
No, we did not. I knew they were going to be pretty good, but leading over Baltimore, that's, you know what I mean? That's a big deal. And that's all based on Russ. Because we know what the defense is going to do. But that offense, we didn't know for sure how Justin Fields, we didn't know. But Russ said, no, we got this.
I completely agree. And kind of going back to your topic about Mike Tomlin, I mean, I think he also deserves a heap of credit.
Oh, man, he deserves, when he finishes, he's going to be, Hall of Fame. Like, that's.
He's one of those coaches that I'd like on my NFL team.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's been with them for so long, too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then taking a look at the AFC South.
Okay.
So Houston is and should be number one at the moment, but Tennessee is reeling in last place in the South. Is it good to see Houston having football success?
Yeah, even though, they kind of having little rough patches, good games, bad games. They still in this thing. They're in it to win it. So I want to see how Stroud does, and I want to see them, get there.
Yeah, the first 8 years of that organization, they were almost kind of the laughing stock of the NFL.
Yeah.
But, you're a brand new organization, so it's going to take a little while to get your personality.
New coach, new court, everything. You're adding star players like Diggs, even though he's out right now. So all of that plays a part of it.
And I'm kind of wondering who's going to get second place in the AFC South between the Colts and the Jaguars.
I would probably trust the Colts more than the Jaguars. I'd say Colts for sure.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I could trust, yeah.
So, do you think Houston's going to make it to the championship round there in the AFC?
They could. Even with Diggs out, I feel like they still could. But with Diggs in, you have a way better chance. For sure.
So it might be Kansas City, Houston. That'd be an interesting.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good game.
And then taking a look at the AFC East. So the Buffalo Bills are leading, and the New England Patriots are having a very bad year. And this is their first full year without their former head coach, Bill Belichick. So I wonder how much that plays into this.
It does. A lot of that plays in it. But like I said, Belichick wants to be on that winning team. He's like, okay, I already knew once Tom Brady left, I already knew he was going to be making his exit sometime soon. So, yeah.
And then, looking at the rest of the AFC East, the Jets are definitely starting to show life. But do you think it's going to be the Bills there at number one?
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely number one. Josh Allen, I don't know. He's doing something. It's something, and it's working. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Allen, for sure.
What would be really interesting is if the Jets get a wild card and it's Jets and Bills, and Aaron Rodgers return to the playoffs, and
that's what we all want to see. You know what I mean? So finally, him and Adams are connecting. They're finally finding, which I already knew. They just needed some time to rekindle, and they got it. So.
And considering the talent that the wide receiver on the Jets, Garrett Wilson, shows, to have those two wide receiver number ones.
Oh yeah, definitely it's easy for him to throw.
And then taking a look out to the AFC West. So the Kansas City Chiefs are, not surprising, as leaders of the division. They're undefeated. And, looking around at the rest of the West, the Raiders are in last place. I think that they should be trading all their best players right now to build draft capital.
Yeah.
Do you think the Raiders miss Devontae Adams?
Most definitely. I know they do. It's like, man, but they probably understood, like, man, we want you to succeed. And if this team, you with this team is not working, go to a team that will work for you, because they want to see him succeed overall versus, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That does show the respect that the Raiders have as an organization for superstar players.
Yeah.
You came here, you played for a couple years, you were really good to the organization, to the city, and we're going to be good to you and allow you to...
spread your wings.
So, who do you think can stop the Chiefs from a third Super Bowl in a row?
Man, honestly, I don't know, man. It's like they're playing... I would say the Bills, maybe. I could say the Bills. I could even say the Steelers. But, like I said, like what the 49ers tried to do, they tried to get Mahomes out of here. They tried to really hurt him bad, and it's like until that happens, it's gonna be,
Yeah, the Chiefs, they're still undefeated. I mean, I was watching, I think it was Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
They were playing the Buccaneers, and that was a rough game. It went into overtime.
Yeah.
Mahomes even sprained his ankle during the game.
Yeah, that game, man, they were trying to get him. And I thought, but he came back in the game and,
I don't want to jinx Mahomes, but I'm almost wondering what has to happen to his ankles to get him to stay off the field. Like,
I don't know. It has to be something.
A break or something. He's going to not be able to put any weight on it.
Because, I mean, the guy, he's a built quarterback, so you can't just take him down.
Yeah, he's an Iron Man against injuries, too.
Yeah. Man. So, we'll see.
And then switching over to the NFC. So the NFC North, the Lions are number one. But, you got the Green Bay and the Vikings are creeping close behind in the North.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just looking at the North in general, if you want to kind of pepper Chicago in there.
Yeah.
We might be looking at the best division in football right now.
Oh, yeah. Just everything on that side is just good. Like I said, I'm so happy for the Lions. The fact that they're like, okay, this is not a one-hit wonder team. We did good, but we can do the same thing this year. So that's why I'm so happy for them. The Vikings, I would favor the Vikings over the Green Bay for sure. Because Jefferson, he's not stopping anytime soon. So, yeah.
So who do you want to see win the North between Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, or Detroit?
I'll say Detroit. I'll keep it Detroit. And if not Detroit, then the Vikings for sure.
It would be fascinating and exciting to see like a Kansas City Chiefs and Detroit Super Bowl, and maybe see Detroit get their first Super Bowl ring.
That's what we are waiting for sure.
And then taking a look at the NFC South, the Falcons are definitely flying high there at number one.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at the rest of the division, is it going to be the Falcons or the Buccaneers for the number one playoff spot?
That's so tough right now because I want the Buccaneers, honestly. I think they're still like Baker Mayfield. I like what he's doing over there, so I'm gonna go with them.
He had an interesting journey for the past few years because it wasn't so much like the Russell Wilson journey where you stay the starter. He was, I think, a backup.
Yeah, he had to work his way. He had to work his way up. So
he was with the Panthers and the Rams briefly, but then I don't know, showed that he has it still with the Buccaneers.
Yeah, he definitely had to work his way.
And then taking a look at the NFC West, how is it possible that the Cardinals are division leaders and they have a shot at the playoffs?
Man, Kyler Murray. I mean, the guy, he's like that. I mean, speed, agility, and then he had this young talent, all this young talent in his working, James. I mean, think about when they played the Dolphins. We just talked about Tua. We said, if we thought they were gonna win, but Cardinals said, that's not happening. We're gonna take that. So it's working.
Yeah, the Cardinals, that's a team I had as last place in the West.
Exactly. And a lot of these teams are sneaking up on us like, hey, we coming. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think the Rams have that last spot in the West, and this is just a few years after a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
So it just shows you how quick things can turn around.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about Kyler Murray and what he's done this season?
Man, I think he's a beast, and I want to see how it ends up for him. Like, just the rest of the teams they play. He's going to be a beast. If you can't hurt him, bring him. Yeah, he's going to do him.
Yeah, I agree. He's definitely made the Cardinals competitive again.
Absolutely.
And then taking a look at the NFC East. So I think we were saying that New York was going to be behind Washington or maybe in front of Washington, but looking at the Commanders right now, they look so impressive this year.
Man. And I'm so mad because, Daniels was supposed to be our quarterback. He came out of LSU. That was our guy. But, man, he's a beast.
Maybe they trade for him eventually, though. I mean, that's a possibility.
Man. He's a beast. Like I said, but I'm happy for the Commanders. I just keep succeeding, man. The fact when he threw that Hail Mary, I don't know if you've seen that Hail Mary, Pat. That was he deserved to be here.
Oh yeah, and that was the wide receiver Noah Brown. He's a former Cowboy and Houston Texan,
right?
Who got the Hail
touchdown,
Mary.
man. Yeah, man.
And then you got the Giants and I think the Cowboys right now are in last place in the NFC East.
Mhm.
So that's definitely a rough place for,
Right. And I don't know, James, just to get off, I don't know if you seen kind of Dak. Everybody's talking about the little clip when he said, man, we suck. I don't know if you seen that little clip or whatever, but how do you feel about that? Like him?
I think that's one of those situations where I think players are allowed to, express their sentiments if they want to.
Yeah.
Just because the camera's always on them, like, we
Right.
don't maybe need to read too much into it. And he wasn't lying.
I mean,
either.
at the end of the day, it's not really all his fault. It's definitely Jones. I would definitely say Jones because he's still a superstar quarterback. Whether other than the interceptions, he's still that guy over a lot of quarterbacks right now. So yeah.
I know there was an analyst talking, and I think this was completely not fair, but he was saying something like, "Oh, it doesn't take 4 weeks to get over a hamstring injury," but Dak had a hamstring avulsion. The hamstring was torn off the bone.
Yeah.
So I mean, it might take a while for him, but
Definitely. You know what I mean? Definitely. Like I said, yeah, it's just unfortunate when the players get hurt and it's like one of those. It's like right in the middle of the season. It's like, oh man, like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? So. We'll see.
The two most exciting teams there in the East are the Commanders and the Eagles, and it is always interesting to have division like rivalries like that and have them both be so successful. So,
right, and so close in the area. Yeah.
Are you thinking it's going to be the Commanders or Eagles in first place?
Oh man, I'm first of all, shout out to Jalen Hurts. I'm so happy for him. Like a lot of people were counting him out. He's like, nah, we got it. We're gonna do this. So. I'm going to go with the Eagles. Even though the Commanders are looking good, I'm going to say the Eagles because, I mean, what Saquon has been doing, we talked about. He's been making magic, and he's very humble. I don't know if you've seen that play, James. He did the backup jump. Like, he jumped behind the, like.
Yeah, the reverse hurdle.
Yeah, man, like, yeah, I'll say Eagles for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Commanders are still a young team,
right?
And they're still kind of learning the ropes. Mm-hmm. Although, you would at least hope that there's a competitive.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're looking good. They look just how the Texans looked their first year with Stroud. Like
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.